Aloha, and welcome to part 3, where we've reached Dr. Eggman's mechanical fortress already. It took us part 5 in the Genesis version, but we're already here in part 3 of the Game Gear game. And I must say, the Scrap Brain Zone is much more bearable than it is in the Genesis version. The flamethrowers that are on the ceiling do not reach you like they did in the Genesis version. You can walk under them, no problem. They still have those electric rods that turn on and off, but they don't shoot as far, and you pretty much see them coming before they start up. The big difference this time is there's a lot of doors and a lot of switches to open those doors, and it's kind of make the second act a bit of a maze. But that was the first act! 34 seconds, and that's not even like a hassle. As long as you go down all the ramps spin dashing because of the caterpillar enemies, you're gonna be fine. That was not hard at all. Wow, that was Scrap Brain. That's, different. Act 2 actually is a bit of a difference, because Act 2, for whatever reason, they decided to set it up like a maze, and so you actually get lost and you can actually backtrack a little. And, the Chaos Emerald is well hidden in this level. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have found the Chaos Emerald if you were actually trying. I mean, who the hell would think to look where I find the Chaos Emerald, but I'm getting ahead of myself. As always, you can roll into caterpillars, and the fire is so high on the ceiling that it's never going to hit you. There's a junction here, head up. Don't go down, head up first, because we're going to go down later. And we don't want to go down later. It'll only make the level that much longer. There are 2 bottomless pits here, and flamethrowers above them, so wait till they go away, jump to the other side. Don't overjump like I did. But for the third one, go down, because it's not a bottomless pit. Instead, it leads to a door, which leads to a teleporter, which leads you to the Chaos Emerald. Who the hell would think to jump down that hole? The first 2 are bottomless pits, and I tested it out. I jumped down those 2 holes, and they are bottomless pits, and you do die. Why the fuck would I think to jump in the third one? But I digress. Hit that switch so that the left door is open. Now we have to go all the way back, and back to the junction part so that we can go down. That's the part that's going to trick quite a few people. See, this is what Sonic platforming is all about. This isn't just a hold right and jump a few times and you win level. You gotta backtrack, you gotta think about your level. Damn, I love rolling down ramps. I don't know why, it's so fun. Anyway, this is just a long part where you just go down constantly. If you try jumping down the pit, you're never going to go down the pathway you want to, because you'll be falling down too fast, and you won't be able to move Sonic to the right in the nick of time. Booyah! That's all you need to do. Then you go to the teleporter, and we go to the area where the door was opened. And this time, since the door is open on the left, we can reach the end of the level. And that, kiddies, is how you do it. I also like this version of Scrap Brain music. The first one's great, but I really like this song as well. It's pretty awesome. And that is Act 2. Considerably longer than the first act. And also, apparently I learned from doing the Sonic 1 LP from the comments people left me, you can't get a Chaos Emerald in Scrap Brain in the first game, and you can't get special stages in the Game Gear game. The Game Gear game I knew for sure, because I've tried it before, but, yeah, you can't get special stages in the Genesis version, apparently, which is lame, because that only gives you 8 tries to get the 6 Chaos Emeralds. Assuming you don't get hit. But, I digress. The only reason I know where I'm going is because I tested the level out beforehand. There's a lot of open doors and locked doors, and it's pretty much a gigantic maze. There's no real enemies here that can hurt you, and you're just gonna find yourself wandering over and over again. But that's the way out. Just do what I did. Eggman! Why can't I catch you? That's gonna be the sign that Eggman is faster than Sonic. The first sign. We're gonna see more signs of it too. That's the sad thing. You don't get a boss fight for Scrap Brain Act 3, so lucky you. You just follow Eggman to this teleporter, And now we're heading to the real final zone, Sky Base. Yeah, it doesn't edit Scrap Brain, folks. In the Game Gear game, we got Sky Base. And, it's a bit treacherous. There's lightning rods that are going off over and over and over again, and you gotta watch because they might shock you. Same music as Scrap Brain. I guess they were getting lazy. They didn't want to change it. Actually, they do have a new tune for Act 2, so I can't complain. Just make sure you're not standing in between those crystals, because generally they shoot electricity. The turrets will shoot 4 shots, and so as soon as you see them shoot 4, you just jump over it. These propeller machines, these propeller platforms, won't move unless you're standing on them, so if you don't want to run into electricity, jump off at the precise moment. And here's a free man. I'm just showing off now. Once again, I practice all the levels before I actually record them, so I knew what I was doing right from the get-go. And that's Act 1 of Sky Base. Act 2 is much harder because you don't have any rings, and there are cannon turrets everywhere, and it has hyper-pumping music. And there's the blimp. But, I don't know how I found this Chaos Emerald before, but I remember finding it once. Who the fuck would think to look there? The platform isn't there when you look for it, and if you just jump off, there it is. You're expected to go all the way up and just maneuver through the whole level to get through all the traps and turrets and stuff. But if you want the Chaos Emerald, you have to find this random platform that is not even, like, visible on screen. And you just keep taking these platforms until you reach the end of the Sky Base area. So once again, if you're not standing on the platform, it won't move. And you gotta maybe jump high a few times just so you can see what's going on with the Sky Base itself. Because there are tons of cannons and turrets that are shooting the shit at you. And obviously, you don't have any rings. Getting hit once means death. Not cool. But this is the final platform at long last. Jump to the left, and there's our last Chaos Emerald. We couldn't go through the chain area thing that I just passed by, so that's how you get it. It's pretty retarded, because I never would have thought to find a platform there. That's just bad design, game. That's just bad design. I would never have found that. But I digress. Jump over the cannons, make sure you dodge the last turret, and you're in the base. You have finished the levels, and now all we have left is Dr. Eggman himself. So folks, we're going to be taking on Eggman and saving the day in Part 4. See you then.